So, how to launch without going broke. I find that a lot of people, when they get ready to launch, they don't know how much money they should invest in their launch. And so, the fastest way to not be broke when you launch is to know your numbers. So let me tell you a little bit of a story. I had someone who was launching a course. It was about a $200 course, and they had a very, very small new audience. So now all you would have to do is to think about, all right, what are we expecting in terms of numbers? This is the first thing that goes wrong is people have wildly unrealistic expectations of how many people they can actually sell in a launch. There's actually a key performance indicator called push power, which is basically how many people can you get to a sales page, and then we use standard conversion rates of 1 to 5% to estimate how well you're going to do in a launch. Most people don't do this part well. However, let's say that you're hanging out with me and Kathy, you're in Launch Gorgeous, and we give you an accurate estimate and we see, okay, it looks like you're going to get about 20 students at $200. That is going to be $4,000, let's say. Now, most people understand that in order to launch something, you have to invest. And it's very, very common in any sort of business endeavor that when you invest in something, sometimes it takes a while to make back. And that is normal. If you were to open up, a cupcake shop on the street corner, you'd have to borrow 50 or 60,000 from the bank, and then you would slowly pay that loan back over the next 1 to 2 years. So in a launch, you say, okay, I expect to make about $4,000 in this first launch. Maybe I'll make 6,000 in the next launch, and maybe I'll make 10,000 in the third launch if you're going to launch it 3 times, right? So you end up with 4, 6, and 10. So now you're at about $20,000. So if you want to be able to pay off your investment within that first year of that course, you don't really want to invest more than $20,000. And if you want to be able to be profitable in that first 12 months, maybe you're going to set aside $10,000 to launch. Once you have a budget for launch, now you can say, all right, what are the things that I actually need? So in our program in Launch Gorgeous, we try to help you with the things that are pretty expensive, right? Copywriting is expensive, design is expensive, tools are not really that expensive, but those things can really add up quickly. So we try to reduce that cost for you. A place where you're going to spend money is in building your audience. But if you have a Facebook ads person or an Instagram growth hacker and they tell you that they want to spend $10,000 to grow your audience, you've just blown out your entire investment budget. So when you launch, you want to think, okay, how much money do I need to build the funnel, get the offer, get the strategy? Okay, so let's say that's $3,000 you're going to spend to do that. Great, now you have $7,000 left. Maybe you're going to spend $3,000 or so on Facebook ads to build your audience. Now you've spent $6,000. Okay, you still have another $4,000 to invest into the program in the first year, but maybe you do your first launch, and your first launch you make $4,000, which is awesome because now you've paid off more than 50% of your investment. That second launch you make $6,000, maybe you spend a little more, you're almost 100% paid off. And then by the third launch, it's all profit. A lot of people don't do this. They either try to bootstrap so much and spend no money that it doesn't really work because they haven't done the right copy or they haven't really gotten the right strategy dialed in, and so then they don't make any money, or they overspend because they haven't budgeted and then they end up making money and their launch goes great, but they think they're broke because they overspent on ads or things like that. So that's how you launch without ending up broke at the end of it.